Welcome to my YouTube channel, Sped Every Day. I am so excited to be with you again this Friday. And guess what? Today's topic is all about the very, very important people in my life. These people that I hold so close. I'm telling you, here on earth, I can say these are the most important people. I really hold them dearly to my heart, and it's because of these wonderful people that I'm doing this, because I'm telling you, these are the strongest people on earth. These are the strongest people. These are awesome people. And of course, what's my topic going to be about today, right? I'm sure you're excited. Today, I'm talking about how we can support caregivers, parents, siblings of individuals with exceptionalities. These are people that day in, day out, they have, whether they like it or not, whether they want to or not, they have another person attached to their own life that they must care for, that they must love no matter what, that they must give in their best to every day, every second, every minute, every hour. These people are so important. These people need our support. You know, I've heard so many, I've received questions, I've received comments, I've received suggestions from people asking me, like, people don't even know how to treat these wonderful people. People don't even know how to relate. People are confused. Should we talk about it? Should we not talk about it? Should I let her know I know this about a child or not? You know, these are questions I've been getting. And I'm so excited because, you know, it's another thing talking about racism. It's another thing talking about different things going on, rape and all that in the world today. But I'm telling you, discrimination among individuals with exceptionalities has been since ages. Most African countries, you know, when they have kids like this within them, they don't even want to bring them out. Hiding your kids at home just because of what the next person is going to say, just because of what somebody else is going to feel or how somebody else is going to feel. This happens every day. This has been there. This has been on and on. So my fellow people, it's not just about racism. It's not about eradicating racism or, you know, discrimination. It's also about, we have some very unique people with unique personalities in our society. How can we together as a society, how can we assist these people? How can we show love to them? How can we regard them? How can we make them know that they are part of us? Why should we have to use the word different? Why should we have to say, oh, they are different, or they cannot participate, or no, they cannot be involved? We need to, it is time for us to know that this is also about special needs individual. So today I am so excited because I'm going to be giving tips, I'm going to be giving suggestions on how we can support caregivers of this. When I say caregivers, I'm talking about anyone, especially close family members, parents, especially siblings, people that take care of these individuals every day, people that they live with. How do we support them? How do we make them know that we accept them? How do we even eradicate or eliminate the word damn when we are talking? Because this is all about all of us. We are all the same. We are all one. So why do we want to place, oh, the people with children with exceptionalities? Oh, we people. Oh, damn. How can we stop all those? Because if the society doesn't, if we all don't, you know, put ourselves together as a team, if we all don't exhibit or show that love and affection, we're killing people. Emotionally, physically, we're killing them. And it is not supposed to be like that. And as a believer of Christ, like I always say, God wants us to love no matter what. And of course, before I dive into the topic, I want to just say a few things, because I know, I've heard conversations and people have even asked me like, oh, how can I be nice to the lady? Because when she was young, all she would do was to drink, drink, drink and do drugs. I'm like, really? Oh, she had so many abortions. That's why she has a child with disabilities. Now the blame in court is on the mother, on the parent, on the father. Oh, serves them right. That man, oh, you needed to see how many girlfriends he dated and had made them have abortions. And that's why God punished them. All these words I'm telling you are not, and they don't even hold any water. This is not it. This is not. We need to do another episode on what and how, like what causes disabilities. So why would we have to like think that way? Because I always say, thinking that way to me are for people that cannot learn, are not educated. We have Google, we have information. You can even talk to doctors, but don't just judge people because of what you believe, because of what you've seen them do. Because I'm telling you, you don't have to have drank or do drugs before you have a child with disabilities. So we need to be so cautious. We need to know how to guide our mouth, our tongue, our lips. And when we have to ask questions, guys, let us ask questions. When I'm talking about this kind of topic, it just gets to me because I just feel this. I just want the society. I want us all, to embrace each other, to love each other no matter what, and to stop judging out of our ignorance. We need to stop. And today, for a lot of people that have been saying, okay, I'm ignorant or I don't know, I just want to know. How can I support? I have a neighbor, I have a cousin, I don't even know if to approach them. I have questions about someone telling me, oh, I think my neighbor's child has autism, or I think my cousin has this, or my sister's child, or my brother's child. Should I ask them? They didn't tell me. And my answer to them is, it depends on your relationship. Then asking, what do you want to ask? Do you want to go ask them, oh, your child has autism, or what's your child's disability? I'd rather say, how can I help? Is there anything you need me to help with? So when we notice things within our family, amongst our friends, and we know that, okay, I don't want to ask, or it's, you're kind of feeling you have a kind of feeling that it may not go down well. Just throw yourself out there and love and care. I'm going to be giving tips today on how we can support parents of individuals with exceptionalities, caregivers of individuals with exceptionalities. And before I move into these support techniques or tips, I want you to understand that these individuals, they have feelings, and most times they have like emotional breakdown. Most times there's some stress. They go through stress because we need to understand, having a child, and you have to do like multiple doctor appointments. You have to make sure the education is intact, they are learning. You have to make sure that they're doing things at home, and it's overwhelming. So we need to be in consideration of all those. Another ways that these caregivers also feel the feeling of fear. How does this end? Where would this end? When will it end? What would happen to my child? Would my child be able to live forever? Worry. What's going to happen to my child? What if I'm not there? What if I die young? What if something happens to me? Who cares for my child? So this is a parent or this are caregivers thinking about this. These are siblings thinking about this constantly, and they don't need any extra. They don't need somebody, no neglect. They don't need people to look down on them. They don't need people to frustrate them the more. How about the feeling of isolation? You know, when you know that, okay, I take my child out and we get to maybe a family function or something, and my child start acting out, everybody, all eyes on me. You know, it's a different thing when eyes are on you, but you still see in those eyes love. You still see, how can I help you? And not started again. I'm telling you, not everybody would want to wait till the end of that occasion. Not everybody will want to continue going to that functions within the family. So now the feeling of isolation sets in. You just want they just want to stay indoor. They just want to be in the house with their kid, or they have a guest and they lock the child in the room because they don't want drama. Like people always say, "Oh, I don't want no more drama," or "Oh, no drama." So I'm just saying all this for you to understand where the hurt can come from. If parents with children with special needs, disabilities, step out there and you give that look and you say those words, you know, they're already going through enough and they don't need those extra. They don't need those ignorant attitude or act. They need love. And what are the things we need to understand? And how can we approach situations like this? How can we help as a society, as a community? How can we give to these individuals to let them know we are part of this? We are in this together. And let me tell you, whether we like it or not, we truly are in this together. Because it is our society, it's our country, it's our environment. We go out, we see people every day. Our children would do that every time. And we never can know, because I always say to you, as long as you're going to give birth to a child, you don't know what is coming to you. So don't give what you would not want back. I think I'm going to, like I'm preaching right now, let me go into the tips. Number one thing you need to know: disability or a diagnosis of a child does not define that child. So be always open. See beyond the disability. When you meet a parent that has a child with disabilities, don't see that disability first. See beyond it. See that child as an individual. See that child as a human being. That comes first. The child is a boy. Yes, see the boy in the child. The child is 2 years old. See 2-year-old in the child. The child is going to school. See going to school in the child. Don't see disabilities first. A child, the diagnosis, the disability does not define that child. That child is a child first before the disabilities. The disabilities will just help you to be able to know how to relate, how to approach, and how to assist the child. So every time, consciously, when you see an individual with disabilities or disability, look beyond that. Be open-minded. Be open. See beyond that. And you know your reaction, your first reaction, when you see a parent holding a child with disability, that first reaction is not going to affect that child, because, you know, I always tell people the child may not even be able to comprehend that. But remember the person holding the child. Remember the person going with the child. That reaction would go a long way. Can either bring depression, even suicide, frustration, anger, and many more negativity. So we need to understand that our look, the way we react, the way we speak, matters. And what the number one thing or tip that can help us to curb ourselves and to let us act sane, kind, nice, is seeing first beyond the disability. Now, another important thing, number two, you need to bear in mind that every parent of a child with disability will be protective. Definitely. Because of what? Look beyond the, oh, she's too protective, oh, she's covering up that child. No. They are protecting the vulnerability of their child. They understand their child very well. They know their child. So when you just come in and you want to say things, they know what they've been through. They know what, I'm telling you, the levels, the things they have to deal with at home. The little to you, little achievement they have to praise and reinforce. They know it. So when you say things, because people will tell me that, oh, but we tried to help her, we told her to do this, but she was just going all the way like, oh, no, I did this. Yes. Because it's not about what you're saying at that time. It's about the, no, my child can do this, my child will do this, but I need to protect my child. Some children can speak up for themselves, but this is now the parent as an advocate for that child. So definitely, what do you expect? Being protective, being overprotective. So we need to understand those as well. We need to understand. And we should not take it personal. We should be knowledgeable about it, and we should understand that they know that their child is vulnerable and they're just protecting that vulnerability. Number three, educate your children. Educate your children. A lot of times as adults, we have our kids beside us and we're walking on the streets. We're walking in our community, in our society, and we have a child beside us. And another child is coming with a parent. It may be the look, but the child knows something is off. Okay, I look in the mirror, I don't look like that, and starts laughing or, go to school, tease and all that. We need to let our children know God has created everybody different. We all are different in our own unique ways. So we need to let our children know that when you look at yourself in the mirror and you see this, someone else is looking at you, can see somebody else, that total color, everything can be different. Eyes, legs can be different. So that our children can grow up understanding that we all are one, and we don't have to be having this kind of lecture or talk with them because they already know it. And parents of children supporting these individuals with disabilities or exceptionalities don't have to struggle later on in life. Now, number four, do not be quick to judge. Not all disabilities are obvious to the eyes. So when you see or hear a parent is relating to on how a parent is talking to a child, maybe at a party, and you're like, oh no, oh, she's pampering him. Oh, you see how parents spoil their kids? You never can tell. So never be too quick to judge. Never to be too quick to jump into helping. The disability may not be physical. You may not see it. But this parent is trying to be consistent with helping his or her child, with the tips and the techniques and the way they do it at home. So when they're outside, let them have the freedom to be able to exhibit such. Let them have the freedom to be able to do what they do at home, to reinforce behavior, to be consistent with their child. Let them have the freedom to do that. And how can this happen? By not being judgmental. Don't be too quick to judge. Number five, render help. I will say always render help. You don't have to know what is wrong with the child. Most times we want to ask questions so that we can go and tell another person. We don't have to know. But what is important? This parent needs help. This parent is going through stress. Help. If it is, you can call, because I'm telling you, it's a lot of work. So when parents like this have to go to the store, they need someone to watch their child. If you cannot watch the child, why don't you offer to go to the store on their behalf? That's I'm telling you, that's going to be huge for an individual caring for a child with special needs. How about offer a playtime? How about offer, oh, can my children mingle and play with him or her? You know, things like this help. You know, oftentimes, like, I've had situations that I may go to McDonald's and invite a parent with a child with special needs just to what? Play. So that the child can have feelings of other kids around them. And this helps again. It's not just about playing with them, but they are learning as well from children, from other children. So when we have, the help is not just going to be financial. The help can be, oh, let me help you with that. Let me help you do the grocery. Let me help you, oh, you need to wash. How about, you want to go out? So that parents can self-care on themselves too. We want these parents to be alive for a long time for their kids. So, and how can we let this happen? By taking off some of the responsibilities, by helping them, by putting in more positive than negative, by helping them stay alive, by helping them know that they are not alone, and not just saying with the word of our mouth, but by showing it affectionately, passionately. So that's my answer to people that always ask, oh, okay, I noticed my friend's child is like this. Should I ask about that disability? Or should I? I'm telling you, especially new parents too, when parents have new children and they just realize that their child has disabilities, they tend to withdraw. They tend to feel hurt and they don't want to talk about it. When they talk about it, when you talk about it, they see it as, oh, maybe you're making fun. So at that time, when you notice all those, when you notice a change, when you see a child and you can discern that this child has some kind of disability, the best thing at that time is just make yourself available to that parent. If they tell you about it, fine. If not, just make sure you do everything possible to be able to help and give as much as you can. Number 6, I always say it's not a pity party. Oh, no. It's not a pity party. You don't want someone looking at your child and saying, oh. So instead of pitying, give encouraging words. Give positive words. Oh, you are a champion. You got it. What should I do? You know, you are ailing, you are praising, and you're helping. So not, oh, you're a champion. Let it be real. Let it be genuine. So that they can see and appreciate even more. Number 7, don't be quick to proffer solution. They have tried and still trying. Even as a professional in the area of special education, I'm not quick to proffer solution. I'm not quick to say, oh, this is what works. Because number 1, every child has his own or her own uniqueness. And the people that know this child better are the parents. So instead of providing solution, ask the parents, what have you tried? Oh, you just said this to me. So what are the things you've tried? Then you can now offer your solution, and not even solution, you're like a suggestion. Oh, okay, you tried this. Why did you try it this way? Because I know someone did this way and it worked. I don't know if that will work, but don't be too quick. Oh, is that how you let him do it? Oh, no. You need to let him do it this way. That is, they know. But each child, even if you have a child with special needs, you can't tell a parent to do it that way because nobody knows the solution. We keep trying, and then one clicks, and then, ooh la. So we need to understand that we need to stop trying to give unsolicited advices. That's what I call them. Instead, no, it goes to number 8. Hear them out. Listen. Not all conversations need a response or advice. Not all. At times, they just need you to listen. They just need you to listen. While they are talking, they can now think it's true. They can even give solution while they're talking. They can get the solution. They can get the answer they want. So just give that listening ears. And then I want to go to my last one, number 9. And this last one also talks about the terms that you have to avoid, the words you have to avoid using to individuals with special needs, with their caregivers, with their parents, with their siblings. We need to be knowledgeable. We need to use wisdom. And some of these terms: handicapped, crippled, retarded, victim, different, differently abled. All these terms, once in a while, they were in use. But as life kept going and more experiences and people know better, they've been eliminated. So we need to definitely eliminate those. And when we refer to them, let it not be them. Don't them, they, oh, those people, oh, the ones with are handicapped. We need to caution ourselves and be mindful of the way we speak. Yes, individual with exceptionalities, like I also always say, that's perfect. With disabilities, that's unique. So we need, with special needs, that's acceptable. And that will help us. And then, to round up this episode, I want to quickly go through words that we need to avoid. I spoke to some parents and I'm like, oh, what words really, 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 really gets you, at the edge when you hear those words? Oh, one of them said, I'm sorry. Sorry about what? So we need to avoid using words with like, I'm sorry. Wow. So you have to go through all this? Through all what? Then, thank God. Thank God. Because there's no way I would have handled this. Handle what? Thank God for what? We need to avoid using that. Then another parent said, this must really keep you busy. And she said when she heard that, she's like, oh, this must, meaning like my child excesses must really keep me busy. So you know what? Let's be mindful of the way we speak. Then another one said, you are spoiling or over pampering him. She said, I'm not spoiling my child. I'm just giving my child the best and letting him learn the best way he can learn. So please, when we see a parent doing that to their child, let's avoid the use of that word. Do you have to take him with you? Like when she has people, maybe the parent has someone taking them, they invited and they're like, oh, do you have to take him with you? You're already thinking, oh, you want to take all that with you? So if you can't deal, do not invite. Oh, I hope it won't act out now. When we have aunties, parents, grandparents trying to go out with you and your child with disabilities, and they're like, oh, I hope it won't just start acting out there. That weighs the parents down. That weighs the caregiver down. We need to cut off those words. And finally, go get him medication. Or maybe if you talk to the doctor and they give him medication, it can help. That's mean. For the mom to have done that to her child, they have already gone through some procedures and steps. So it's not in your, it's not you. You don't have to give such advices. So as I said today, I hope we'll be able to use all these tips to be better, not just for ourselves, but for the society at large, for our country, for the world, so that we're not just, stopping discrimination in areas of racism, killing rapists, rapists. Like when I say killing, I mean like eradicating rapists and stop people from raping. But we also stopping discrimination of people with special needs and their caregivers. And this would really, really help the world. Just a recap. Today I've been able to tell you how parents or caregivers of individuals with exceptionalities feel, the kind of feelings they have. And I talked about how they feel stressed, fearful, worrisome, and all that. Then we also talked about different tips that you can use to be able to relate with these individuals. And also the words that we need to avoid and what we need to stop calling people with special needs and the words that we can call them. It's a long episode. I didn't know I was going to spend up to like 30 minutes doing this, but I thank you so much for watching all the way. You know, it's not just about the minutes. It's about, did I gain something? I'm sure you did today. Even likewise me. While talking, I still learned more things. And you know, together we can do it. Thank you so much for supporting SPED every day. I look forward to your comments. I look forward to you sharing this video. I look forward to you and to seeing you and to, you know, seeing all those view every Friday. I look forward to all that. Thank you so much for watching again. This is Bolatito Fatoki at SPED Everyday. Remember to email me for questions, suggestions, concerns, spedeveryday@gmail.com. And also, like, share, subscribe to this YouTube channel, SPED Everyday. Thank you and have a great and wonderful weekend. See you next Friday. Bolatito Fatoki.